Congresswoman, did Paul Ryan apologize today or explain himself further?
Well, he did not apologize. He said that he miscommunicated, that he was inarticulate, as was described before. And what he told us is that he had been traveling the country and going to different districts, and in fact said that he had even been to some of our districts, and that he was observing and studying poverty because this is an issue that he wants to take on long term. One of the things that I believe, Rev, and I've said this before, is that I don't, first of all, if he was in any of our districts, that was definitely news to us because we most certainly did not know that. But I believe that he does not know or understand what it is that he is seeing. So we asked him questions about the implications of his budget and his policy and how that impacts poverty. I do have to tell you, Rev, the meeting was extremely short, and so the dialogue really did not allow for a complete back and forth.
So it was a short meeting. It was not a long-range meeting where people could really say what they wanted to say.
But I think one thing that is very clear is that he has a very specific philosophy, and he said that, and he called it that, and he described what it was, and he even acknowledged that some programs, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, was a good program, but he believed that the way some of the programs are create a disincentive to work. And obviously members of the Congressional Black Caucus disagreed with that, and we have several members who sit on the Budget Committee, and they were asking him very specific budget-related questions, such as why would he cut Pell Grants, why would he cut food stamps, how does he feel that that, contributes to alleviating poverty, and I don't believe that there was an opportunity to hear a real substantive answer. When it came to Pell Grants, he said he was not calling to cut Pell Grants, he was just saying that they shouldn't be increased over time. Well, that's, a question as to how you view that. In our interpretation, that's absolutely a cut. It might be a cut that takes place in the out years, but it absolutely is a cut. And so the collision of two philosophies, but I think what's very important is that he intends to continue working on poverty, and I think he is going to provide all of us with an opportunity to have a very serious debate in our country that we need to have.
But he also called for a new tone in the debate. Take a listen.
Policymakers from all sides of the aisle need to take a look at whether we're fighting poverty successfully or not. And I think we can learn from these exchanges with one another. And I think what we're trying to accomplish here is improving the tone of debate so that more people are invited to this debate.
But the tone of the debate, the congressman is the one who used pretty disturbing tones when referring to poor people in the past. Listen to his tone.
Higher tax rates will decrease the number of makers in society and increase the number of takers. We don't want to turn this safety net into a hammock that lulls able-bodied people into lives of dependency and complacency.
Teach a man how to fish. He can feed himself for a life. Don't simply feed fish.
We're getting more and more takers than makers in America.
I mean, is that the tone that he's talking about we need to correct?
Well, we absolutely need to change that tone specifically. And if we'd had more time, believe me, a number of us would have asked him about those very specific quotes. And so I think if he is going to delve into this issue, it provides an opportunity for us to lift a lot of the issues that happen around the country in terms of people really understanding the barriers that people have in society and the policies that contribute to poverty. So if you want to get people off of food stamps, if you want to reduce poverty, I got a solution for you. Raise the minimum wage. It's not rocket science. There's a jobs program that the president put forward a couple of years ago. That's a great opportunity. Putting people back to work, that's the way you lift people out of poverty.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thanks for having me on.